I'm an archaeologist. I've been an archaeologist for over 10 years. So that's 10 years of telling people in pubs and on first dates and in buses in Central America, I am an archaeologist. So I have a pretty good idea of what comes next. She's like Indiana Jones. She's like Lara Croft. Lara Croft and Indiana Jones. That's what people think of when they think of archaeologists. Here's the problem though. They're not very good archaeologists. They destroy sites. They loot artifacts. They don't publish at all. They don't practice good archaeological ethics. As archaeologists, we know this. And in my research, which has involved interviews and surveys and playing video games with people, I found that all of you non-archaeologists know this too. So my work has two parts. First, I'm looking at archaeological ethics, that's behavior, as how it shows up in video games. When you play a video game that has looting and destruction and stealing, is it more likely, if you do this virtually in the game, to make you want to behave that way towards archaeology outside of games? We know that some terror groups, like ISIS, are using archaeology in video games as a way to justify their behavior towards archaeology outside of games. But that is a very extreme example. Closer to home, museums are seeing funding cuts. Research projects are seeing funding cuts. More and more, people are getting their experience of archaeology from video games than from anywhere else. More than film, more than television. So what does that mean for me? That means, and it's okay to be jealous of my research right now, because doing a PhD is awesome, I get to play a lot of video games. I use a method called thematic analysis, which is a very fancy way of saying I take a lot of notes, and I take a lot of screenshots, and I take a lot of videos, and I break down where are the ethics of archaeology in these fields. The second thing that I do is I work on disciplinary impact. This is making archaeology better through digital archaeology, through archaeologists looking at the methods that they're using in archaeology and saying, are the digital things we're using the best, the most ethical, or are we doing it because it's cool? I have two outputs from my research. First, I'm creating a video game that shows what good archaeology, ethical archaeology, should look like. Second, I'm working with professional organizations, 3 international organizations right now, in order to integrate digital archaeological codes into their codes of practice. Because if we do better archaeology, if we plan for better archaeology, that means better archaeology for all of you, not just for those of us in the trenches, but for everyone who cares about the past and is curious about the past. Thank you very much.